Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and I am so excited about what's been going on with my Filofax, and most importantly, not so much what's been going on with my Filofax, but how it's made a difference in even this week and what I've accomplished, that I just wanted to share with you a brief update from last week's video, tell you what has been expanded. I've not really eliminated anything. I've expanded some things and it's working really well for me. So I'm just going to jump right in. And then at the end of the video, I'll have a couple other things to show you. So the first thing is from my previous video, I told you I had these little sticky to-do notes, and I found that they fit in here really well, and that was exciting to me because I thought, oh, it's going to be too bulky, but when I put it in, it wasn't bulky at all. So it's right there at a fingertip, ready to go. I know this looks kind of messy in here, and that's because I've got some papers in here of things I need to give out and things I need to do. I still have that Band-Aid I haven't taken out of there. But that's there because I take this to work and I have some little invitations to my close to my heart open house. So that's all that is. It's just fuller, that's all. I've added my husband's picture because he's amazing, and I found this picture and I wanted it in there, so I put that in there. So now we're going to move to the first change. I have decided that this month on 2 pages is one of the best things for kind of at a glance planning. This one looks really clean because it was so late in the month before I started doing it. But and I can tell you right now, this goal's not going to happen because my week's rapidly coming to an end. Even though it's only Thursday, my work week starts tomorrow and I work 36 hours over the next 3 days. So I know that that's just not going to happen, but this is working really well for me. What I have added to help me, because one thing that I found is as I'm trying to flip back here and see what's on here to transfer into my weekly calendar, then I'm searching for the pages, and it's just, I was frustrated with it. I mean, not a major frustration, something pretty minor, but I decided to make a little bookmark. And so I went back into my Project Life things, and I found this packet of Project Life bookmarks. They're actually called Designer Dividers. And this one's for the Jade edition, which I don't even know if it's still available because I've had these for a long time. And I cut them down because they're long. They're made to fit in a 12 by 12 album. So what I did is I cut it. I just took a pair of scissors and cut it straight across, and then kind of took the same scissors and rounded the edges. And when I did it, you'll notice it doesn't slide out like the Filofax rulers do. And I did that by design. I was going to make it slide out, and then I was like, no, because I really don't want this one sliding out because I am only moving it once a month, and it's no big deal to just open up the binder and move it to the new month. So I did not want this design to slide out like the daily one that I do want to pull out. And you'll see this is really clean, and it's really filling up. I'm supposed to be in New Mexico that day. I have a YouTube hop this day that I'm going to have to make sure that I've got a pre-plan before I leave to go to New Mexico. And I've got appointments for my animals. So this is starting slowly to fill up, and it probably won't be as filled as future months because we are going on vacation. I've got a lot of time blocked off for that. So the other thing that I added that I find I wanted to do, I added my color coding key in here from my back, just because every once in a while I'll get confused on which pen I'm supposed to be grabbing, and I have found that this color coding system is really working well for me. And probably I may not add it in future months, just simply because the more I use it, of course, the more I'm going to remember the colors. So that is working really super well for me, and I really like this calendar. So then as we move into the week on 2 pages, I wanted to show you how it's working, and I've not really changed too much from, this was the one that we talked about last week. I've not changed too much, but I have changed a couple things. This is still the same. This is where my meal planning is going. This is still the same. This is where my appointments are going, or things that are absolutely, I have to get this done, and if I've got room on my schedule, then I can add that as well. One thing I have noticed that I'm kind of bummed about is I may have to find some different pens, because some of my pens are starting to get glumpy, and I know that's probably not even a word, but you can see little glumps that it's leaving behind. And so then what I decided is that these 3 columns are going to be for tasks. This 3rd column is more for tasks that are they're important to me, and I want to be able to see it at a glance. It doesn't get mixed in over here. But that's going to be somewhat flexible for me. The other thing that's changed is at the top, there were some, there's quite a nice blank space up here. If I show you one that doesn't have anything on it, you can see there's some lines in a blank space. And I decided this is where I'm going to put quotes or Bible verses or something. This verse for this week was, I felt when I was reading my devotions, I ran across this and I felt like it was a really good reminder of just part of the reason why I'm getting organized. And it says, and I have to tell you, when I read this, I think I have a misprint in here, and I'm going to have to go back and look up the passage and find out what word I'm missing, because I'm missing a word that completely changes the meaning of the verse. But what I have written down here says, "He who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows frivolity will have enough." I'm thinking it's supposed to say will not have enough. I don't know. And then the next one is, "A faithful man will abound with blessings." And this is found in Proverbs 28:19 through 20. And that's just the first part of 20. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have to go look it up and fix it. And then I use this little flag to say think about it, because that's why part of the reason I'm doing this planning is so that I can get the stuff done that I need to get done, so that when I'm tilling my land, I will get stuff accomplished and not just be spinning my wheels like I so often do. And I have to tell you that what I've accomplished this week has been so far and more than what I tend to accomplish, because I find myself getting distracted chasing squirrels, and I've been able to accomplish so much more. What I don't like about how this week looks is it's kind of a hot mess. That's okay, because it's color coded. I can kind of see what I'm doing. But what I don't like is I like to check things off so that I know that they're done, and this really wasn't working well for me. So I'll show you what I did to fix that starting next week. Now these little notes here are still working for me, and they go just kind of right here to cover things up. And these are those jobs that I don't really have a specific day I need to do them, but they need to get done at some point. If I do have a specific day, you know, say like there's something on here that needs to be moved, like say next week when I move it, there's something that's not done, then I will go ahead and move that to that specific day. But for now, it works here, and then I still, once it's done, then I put it on the appropriate day when I finished it, because I want to be able to look back later and say, yes, I really did accomplish something, because these will long be gone. Then the other things that are in here are things that I did need to do on a specific day, and when I don't take my planner with me, it comes back and I get in trouble. So there was something here that I wanted to talk to my student about when we were together on Tuesday, and I didn't pull out my planner and look at it, and it didn't get done. So now that's had to be moved down to tomorrow's task. So I really need this. It's keeping my brain working. So when we move into tomorrow, or to next week, now we see it's really clean right now because I haven't added a lot. I have added some washi tape to kind of start decorating it a little bit. I have a new quote already written and ready to go. I have my headers ready. Obviously I haven't done my meal planning. I have my appointments that are on the clock for right now. Those are all in here already. And then these things on the to-do list are things that absolutely have to be done on certain days. So on Monday I need to check on my financial aid. That's just the goal I've set for myself to be done on Monday. I need to do a newspaper ad for my open house, which is on Saturday. And I have to have evaluations for my student done by the end of Thursday. And so what you'll see here is my solution to having a checkbox. And some of these, this one's kind of wonky, this one's kind of wonky because the tasks were already in here before I decided to do this. But I'm just adding a little box to the corner that I will either have place a check mark, or probably what I'll do is I'll fill it in the right color and just quickly scribble it in when it's done. The other thing I wanted to show you is this is the bottom half of this, because it went way down here like that. And what I did is I just took it because I didn't want to waste it, and I thought, well, what can I do with it? I know I can use it for something. It's a cute little card. So I went ahead and punched holes in it, and for now I added some flags, which I'm not going to show you, but Walmart in their back to school section has a lot of Post-it brand notes on sale for $1. So they're the smaller packs, but for me that's perfect because then I don't have tons of sticky notes sticking around. I just have a few of the colors that I really want. So I put these flags in here for my planning. So there we have that to go. The next thing I want to show you is today I got this postcard, and I'm covering up a lot of information in it, but today I got this postcard in the mail saying that eye appointments have been scheduled for my husband and my kids. Well, when they scheduled the appointments is when we're on our way to taking our daughter to college, so she's obviously not going to be here. None of us are going to be here. And so I called them, and you know, shortly after getting the card, and I said, you know, those appointments aren't going to work, but I really don't know what time they will work, and so I will just cancel those and I'll call back and set up appointments later. So then what I did is I took my little crocodile and punched holes in that and put it in here back. I know that I should be able to deal with that in the middle of September to be able to set up those appointments. So I just punched that in there real quick so that it will be a bright reminder when I get to that page. Yes, I need to deal with that. I need to call and set those appointments and get them on the correct calendars. So that's how that has all changed. In the back, nothing's really changed. It's all pretty much the same. I have, I'm so happy. I have only one task left on my stroke list. I've got on other lists I have stuff to do, but on my stroke for July, I only have one task left, and I'm literally probably 15 minutes from finishing that task up. And I will get that done today, I hope, and get that taken care of today. And then that will be all done, so that's just kind of a bragging thing. The section I did add in the back, I filled up one more of my tags, and if you remember, I said earlier I probably will add more sections as I find things that are working for me. And the one I decided to add was quotes. I was reading an article from a mission agency called Grace Dental Missions, I think is what they're called, or Grace Dental and Medical Missions, something like that. And they do medical missions throughout the world. And one of them was in their little newsletter. There was a quote there that I wanted to put in here, and then there's the same quote that I have for next week. I actually moved this also into next week's calendar, and the quote says, "Faith does not eliminate questions, but faith knows where to take them." And I thought that was really, really good. And then my other quote is just a silly quote. So these aren't necessarily all inspirational. The other one was just something silly from a TV show that I like. I still think that I most likely will end up making this 6th tab my my tab, as I mentioned before, where I keep my freezer inventory so I know what food I have on hand. It's just, it's not done yet, so that's that. So that is what I've done. Those things are what I'm changing, or what I'm adding, I should say. One other quick thing I wanted to show you is I went through some of my stamps, just my close to my heart stamps, and I found some stamp sets that would work. This one will no longer be available after the end of today. This was actually a Hostess set, so you might be able to find it on eBay or something. But the reason I got this was because it says enjoy the little things, and you know that's kind of my little motto for my blogging and YouTube, and so I wanted that. And then it has these cute little flowers, and I think those will be really cute for in here. And then this one is a brand new one that will be available starting August 1st, and you can ask me how you can get these, because these are only available as a Hostess reward, and I would be happy to tell you how I can help you get these. And you don't have to live near me. You probably don't know where I live, and that's fine. You don't have to live anywhere near me to be able to use, for me to be able to help you set up a gathering. But this is a Hostess review, and I think it was only like $5 or $6, if even that. And it says weekday in review right now, simply the best, 24/7, 365. It's got this little heart and then this little arrow that you can put some of these words inside. And I thought that's perfect for my Filofax planning. So you'll probably see some of those as time goes on when I'm doing extra decorating. So I hope that you found that helpful. Yes, it's working for me. I hope that encourages you to get out and get to use whatever planning system you use, find what works for you, and make it work the best for you to accomplish a task that you need to get done. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.